My grandfather passed on the 5th of September 2017. I was having dinner at my grandparents' house one night and my grandma was in the kitchen doing the dishes, and I was sitting with my grandpa probably a couple of weeks after he was told that his final days were upon him. And I remember him telling me that he felt like he was going to be forgotten and that no one was going to miss him. I had so many more questions left to ask him before he left. I took the step in asking him if I could interview him and shoot a series about his life. I interviewed him about his childhood in Nazi Germany, growing up as a Jew and escaping to Melbourne at the age of 6. I spoke to him about the love of his life, my grandmother Margaret, and right up to the point now, asking him about how he felt about death and if he felt that anything came after it. The photos were the first time that I was really in someone's face for a shoot. I'd never really been so deep into someone's personal space before when taking photos of someone, and it was quite an awkward experience to overcome, but one that I was really pleased about doing. From that series, I learned the importance of photography and the power that it holds in being able to immortalise someone forever. My grandfather was in hospital for about a month straight, and we would see him at least once a day. Each day was hard because we would see him take a step closer to death and be in more pain, but that experience brought our family closer. I still remember the last moment that I shared with my grandfather. I asked my grandmother to leave the room so we could have a one-on-one conversation, and I sat by his side and I grabbed his hand and I said to him, "Hi Poppy, it's Will. I'm so grateful for everything that you've done for our family and for myself. I promise that I'll keep looking after Nanny and I'm going to make you proud. I love you so much. I'm going to miss you. Goodbye. I'll see you on the other side." About 3/4 of the way into the conversation, I felt his hand grab back at mine. And it was that moment that I knew that he had heard my goodbyes and that I could make my peace with that moment. He passed away 7 hours later. During this period, I saw my family's unfiltered, raw and honest emotion and emotions that I felt in myself. It was the first time that I had experienced this kind of thought and feeling. This was a driving force for me to look deeper into who I was and what the loss meant to me. It also made me want to look deeper into how I wanted to live my life and how I want to photograph subjects. Nothing Without You was birthed from the loss of my grandfather and experiencing these emotions. I wanted to photograph a series that was honest and straight up, and I wanted to look into people's lives and the bonds that they had to it. From family structures like my mum and sisters and the brotherly love between Marley and Wendell, to religion and the bond between man and God, like the priest from Box Hill, to tragedy with Erin on Burke Street, and even exploring joy like the wife and husband Russian ballet dancers. The title Nothing Without You comes from the idea of having someone or something in your life that makes you whole, that without you would be nothing. Grief is such an isolating feeling, and one that you feel like you may never overcome, and that's somewhat true. We lost my uncle this year, and the pain and process of losing a loved one the second time round wasn't any easier. Through this project and dealing with loss, I learnt to take from them what they had given me, to take the joy and happiness that they had filled my life with and give it back to my friends, family, strangers and loved ones. My grandfather told me once that civility costs nothing. It takes nothing to be a kind and respectful person to others. His gift to me was to never stop giving.